And from my understanding, in the motion, you were present in the meeting, so we don't know what was said. We don't know who came to who defense, or were you representing Woody, or were you not? It's a lot, so many questions that we want to know.
And I'm gonna answer all of them, but I will say this: it was 14 people in the room.
Recently, we had a discussion and we posted a couple videos about everything that was going on with Lil Woody and his less than 24-hour attorney, Caleb Bumpkus. So basically the story is Lil Woody on a Friday, he pleaded the fifth and was held in contempt of court by Judge Glanville because he didn't want to testify, right? So he got held over the weekend in the Fulton County Jail. And then come Monday, it was time for him to let the judge know if he wanted to testify or not. Well, Lil Woody's lawyer was actually out of town and wasn't able to be in court for whatever reason. He says he had some tickets that were non-refundable. I guess he was taking a trip to Hawaii or something and he didn't want to lose out on his money, so he couldn't be there. So he said, hey, I'm just going to send Kayla. She's going to cover everything and we'll get it taken care of, right? So what ends up happening is that Monday morning, Kayla and Lil Woody get summoned by the judge into his chambers. Now, this was an ex parte meeting that took place. In a lot of cases, we've heard and researched and found that this is against the rules and the judge is not supposed to be having this type of meeting without the defense being there. But he met with them anyway. So he met with Lil Woody, he met with Kayla, he met with the prosecution, and apparently Kayla's saying there was a bunch of other people there as well. So that's a little bit of the background on what's going on in this situation. Now, Kayla actually saw that another attorney was live on YouTube. Shout out to Talk That Law over on YouTube. Y'all definitely make sure you go check him out. And she was able to get up on the live stream and give a little bit of insight into what her next steps are going to be and what she's planning on doing to avoid having to deal with this hearing coming up on the 25th. All right, check this out.
And from my understanding, in the motion, you were present in the meeting, so we don't know what was said. We don't know who came to who defense, or were you representing Woody, or were you not? It's a lot, so many questions that we want to know.
And I'm gonna answer all of them, but I will say this: it was 14 people in the room.
14.
Sheesh.
Okay, and
that's a lot of people.
The judge tried to say attorney-client. How you have attorney-client privilege when it's 14 people in the room? There's no confidence in that whatsoever. But and from my understanding, in the motion,
yeah, and I mean, it makes sense. How is she able or supposed to talk to her client with all those people being in there? I don't know. I was able to find the full version of this clip over on YouTube, and I'll link the video in the description, and I'll also drop it in the chat for y'all as well for this full video, so y'all can go show some support to Talk That Law. But check this out. This is when she actually calls in and she gives a little bit more insight into what happened and what went on.
Get MPRE, that's easy. Okay, here we go. Shit. Oh, hello, can you hear? Oh, you're not about. Thank you so much for joining. I know your hands are tied and you're limited to what you can say or cannot say, so I won't even go there. But thank you for joining us. The conversation. I didn't know, because nowadays people will make a fake profile so quick.
No, it's a lot of fake pages.
Oh, it's okay. That's pretending to be you, or speaking on behalf of you. Well, I would tell you, you do got the dream team. I don't know how you did it that quick, but I was saying that I was like, she needs to get a lawyer.
These are my friends. Gabe was a prosecutor when I was a prosecutor.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, okay. So are you moving to Texas now? Thank you.
Yeah, I live in Texas now.
Oh, okay, so are you gonna practice in both?
Yeah, I'm gonna practice in both. I kept my office in Atlanta. I'm gonna hire an associate for court appearances, but I do mostly personal injury.
Oh, okay. I got a real good friend that I went to school with. She was a year above me, and she does personal injury, and she practices in both Texas and in Georgia. So maybe y'all can link up and get some done together. But she's definitely killing the game for sure in personal injury.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've been I do a little personal injury myself. I really love criminal defense, but personal injury where the money at.
I don't want no criminal cases.
I know that's right.
Especially after this.
Especially after now, right?
Right.
Dang.
Especially after now, they can have it.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I definitely appreciate you coming on and showing your face so we can know it's you. I know you.
Yep, it's me.
Okay. Well, I ain't gonna ask you nothing. Is there anything you wanted to say? Or no, you just chill.
No, I'm just going to different channels, just getting a vibe of what people think. It's just so funny to me. Everybody has like all of these theories and
right. We have and be dead wrong.
For the most part, I mean, nobody has. I haven't seen one person who I'm like, who they know. Like, not one person has said what actually happened.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Really?
Which I wonder why she would say that, because she pretty much lays out everything in her motion to quash, which we're going to go over here in a second.
Okay.
I don't know how we could be missing it.
This is going to be interesting then.
It's going to be interesting, but I mean, I don't think the 25th is going to happen.
He shouldn't even get in the first place. And,
yeah.
And I know this is not you saying this, so you don't got to adopt my statements, but it seemed to me that when you were first trying to get off the case, he didn't want to let you go because he already had in his mind that he was trying to keep you there for this show cause hearing.
He was trying to punish me.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah. I mean, to be clear, that's exactly what it was. He didn't want to let you go. And then when the other lawyers stepped in and said, "Hey, Judge, you got the rules wrong as usual," and that's me saying it, not you. He was like, "Well, you can go." But then he handed you a paper. I already knew he was on some. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it clean while you up here because I don't want them to say, you're saying what I'm saying. But yeah, that was that. But I'm
just point blank period. Like I'm gonna say this is that Woody, like me, the agreement was always that I was only representing him while he was in custody. Once they agreed to let him out of custody, so I mean the whole fire was because he was trying to help me get off the case. I mean, even he knew that the judge was wrong. Like,
wow, so we have not heard this before. She said the reason Lil Woody fired her, he said she fired, is because he wanted to help her out, because he knew she didn't want to be involved in the case. It wasn't her case to handle. His lawyer kind of dumped this whole case on her, and he was trying to help her out. Which she's right. I haven't heard anybody give that side of the story, obviously, because we wouldn't even know that, which makes sense why first thing in the morning, as soon as they let Lil Woody out, even before they met with Judge Glanville, he said, "Hey, I'm not going to be represented by this lawyer, and I'm going to mention it to y'all and bring it up." This is
help me get off the case. I mean, even
let me rewind this real quick. Hold on.
I was because custody. So I mean, the whole fire was because he was trying to help me get off the case. I mean, even he knew that the judge was wrong.
Like, see, that was my first theory, because a lot of times when we work with clients, we could talk to him on the side.
Close. Like, I represented him a lot. Like, I know him.
Okay.
So there's no bad blood
either
at all.
Oh, okay.
It was just like everybody. Even he couldn't believe what was happening.
Oh, okay. The way his demeanor is, and he, dramatic with it. She fired. Yeah, yes, right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That is interesting.
And I was thinking, I was like, okay, if it was my client, and I tell my client, hey, the judge is not gonna let me off unless you get on board.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times, I mean, I've never had a client to just say, if they know what I want to do, they'll be like, oh, okay, so is this what I got to do?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, yeah, that's what you got to do. And then we go do it.
But that was always the understanding. It was I didn't do anything, like all these theories about it. There was no anything like that.
Oh, okay. I was thinking that you were like a substitute attorney, even if that's the proper term. I know you.
I mean, the thing about it is, me and Melnick are friends, and he knew I had previously had a relationship with Woody. So when he asked me, it was no problem because I had previously represented him. It is what it is.
Yeah, and Melnick is Lil Woody's main attorney, the one who had the non-refundable tickets.
So it didn't matter. I mean, their agreement was once he was out of once he purged himself by testifying, that he would no longer need representation.
Right. Okay. So, and I guess that makes sense. I mean, as far as, I was thinking that when you came in for Melnick, you were there for Melnick during the entire time, because from my understanding, he was giving use immunity. And as we know, use immunity covers, what you say on the stand. They can't use that against you, but it's not full immunity. So I was thinking, does he need a lawyer there outside of, because he might say something on the stand that, that has him locked up. So that was my concern for him. Do he need an attorney there? But if you and Melnick had an understanding that, hey, I'm only here until he purges his contempt, and once his contempt was purged, I'm gone. And that makes sense, because I don't think you should have been locked into that case while Melnick was gone for, week, 2 weeks. That ain't right.
Yeah, and that's crazy. She was just trying to do Woody a favor. She was trying to do Melnick a favor, and then she ended up having to deal with all this, man. That's lame, man. You know what they say about good deeds. That's and now she's having to deal with this hearing coming up on the 25th. She said she doesn't think it's going to happen. With Judge Glanville, you just never know. I don't think he wants to lock her up, especially since she was only there for a short period of time. But we'll see what happens with this motion to quash, because they did include a motion to recuse with that as well. And I don't know if he's going to take that lightly. It's just hard to tell with this judge.
Right.
You see what you were doing a favor.
Doing a no good deed goes unpunished.
Goes unpunished, right?
Yeah.
You was doing a favor and almost got trapped. They didn't want to let you go. Yeah, but
I just say this, and the last thing is that everything happens for a reason, and it happened the way it was supposed to happen.
Right. I agree. I mean, I think you did the best you could with what you had to work with. And like you said, we don't know. We're speculating what happened in that meeting, and from my understanding, in the motion, you were present in the meeting, so we don't know what was said. We don't know who came to who defense, or were you representing Woody, or were you not? It's so many questions.
It's confusing.
And I'm going to answer all of them, but I will say this: it was 14 people in the room. 14.
Okay, and the judge tried to say attorney-client. How you have attorney-client privilege when it's 14 people in the room? There's no confidence in that whatsoever. But that's me. But thank you so much.
All right, no problem.
All right, that's the full clip. Again, I'll be linking to this video. I wanted to go back to her motion to quash and motion to recuse, because again, real quick, it just points out the amount of people that were there, what was happening, how everything went down, which it's still wild that this is going on, right? So we talked about this on June 7th. That's when Lil Woody got locked up because he didn't want to testify. And then from there, what happens is Kayla gets a phone call. It's like, hey, can you take care of this and cover Woody, because he's got some issues. And then on Monday, June 10th, Lil Woody and his lawyer, attorney Kayla Bumpus, were escorted to this court's chambers and conducted an ex parte meeting regarding whether Lil Woody would testify. Those present for the substantive portion of the ex parte meeting were Chief Judge Glanville, Lil Woody, Kayla, the Assistant District Attorney Adrian Love. We had Simone Hilton. We had members of the court, security staff, and deputies. So that's at least 2. So that's at least 2 of each. That's 4 more people. So that's 9 people. 2 investigators. That's 11 from the district attorney's office, and the court reporter. So that's at least 12 people that we know of for sure were in the meeting. All right. So this will be interesting to see what happens with this. I don't think Judge Glanville is going to move forward and have this hearing on the 25th. But with the way this case is going, it's really hard to tell if he's going to follow the rules and not continue to try to punish people who are just trying to do their job. So